the bottom line, and it's what I've talked about and what I've discovered when I've been doing my research. Number one, of course, why it's worth it for you to protect your heart, because you're sitting here because heart disease is the biggest killer of American women and men. But the second reason is something that I discovered when I was researching a book that it was called Beat Your Risk Factors, How to Reduce Your Risk of, and then I named in the book 10 diseases that you can do something about, 5 different kinds of cancer: diabetes, osteoporosis, and stroke. And what I found was that if you protect your heart, you are basically protecting your body. My motto is, it's that simple. Or what I used to, when I first started talking about this, what I used to say was, it's kind of like that old saying, if mama ain't happy, nobody's happy. Well, if your heart isn't happy, the rest of your body isn't going to be either. And then I started looking at other types of diseases and found that the things that I was writing about to protect your heart really carried through to your whole body. So I went on the stump and I started talking about it, and a reporter in Arizona said to me, "Oh, heart health, this is just one more thing we women have to worry about." I kind of took the wind out of my sails, because here I am. I have this great message I want to give you, and all of a sudden it's like, well, wait a second, we are really busy. I mean, women really are busy. Wouldn't it be great if there was something we could do that would cut through, like probably about 50, 60, 70% of the things we worry individually or are concerned about our health? And it turns out that if you take care of your heart, you are reducing your risk of a lot of really bad things happening to you, including diabetes, which I will get to a little bit in a bit, which is horrible, stroke, osteoporosis, and also tied to the risk of several different types of cancer. Be good to your heart. I mean, it's a cliche, but if you're good to your heart will not only be good, it will be good to your entire body. The fact of the matter is that we don't know how to prevent breast cancer that well. We know a lot about how to prevent heart disease. And if you don't recognize heart disease as your risk, you lose that opportunity. You lose the opportunity to protect yourself. And that's why it's so important to recognize the risk. So age, for example, is important. And for women, for men, age starts peaking around 40, 45. For women, it's about 10 to 15 years later. But, there's a lot of people say generally, and that generally is really important. And the thing to remember is that if you have major other risk factors, that that gender protection is erased. So you can get into heart problems a lot earlier if you have a serious history, a family history of heart disease, for example. You can have a problem earlier than that. Diabetes is a huge risk factor for women. And I know that firsthand because my father died of a heart attack that he wouldn't have had at the age of 59 had he not had diabetes. Diabetes damages your whole body. It's like a train wreck for your body. Diabetes is more damaging to women even than men. But again, if you are protecting your heart, you are reducing your risk of diabetes hugely. Smoking, I think very few people on the base here smoke in the barracks. Or if you're talking to people like young women that do smoke, that smoking and oral contraceptives do not raise heart attack risk in of them themselves. If you add cigarette smoke independently, nicotine and oral contraceptives both have clotting agents, and it's a recipe for disaster. It seems to me the more I've learned about this, men get a little more slack with their bodies because diabetes is tougher on a woman's body. And it turns out that cigarette smoke is too. And it also turns out that women tend to be more addicted to cigarette smoking than men. Any of you are here, smoke or know somebody that smokes. Women sometimes need more help, like nicotine replacements, to be able to quit smoking. It just seems to work that way.